What is up, Transformers family? Happy Thursday night. Yes, it is a sad, somber day with Peter Cullen passing away. But I wanted to come on here on Instagram because I know I'm going to be live on TikTok tonight on Brick Builder Prime's live on his TikTok. So make sure you head on over to my TikTok page and come hang out with us tonight. But just wanted to take a minute to talk about Peter Cullen and the legacy that he left. I mean, words cannot describe to a lot of people what Peter Cullen meant to them growing up. I know a lot of people, to him, he was Optimus Prime, G1 Optimus Prime. But he did so many different voices. Like, he is such an amazing voice actor. What's up, Pit Viper? What's up, K.A.R.R? Just kind of talking here about Peter Cullen here for a little bit before I go live over on Brick Builder Prime's page on TikTok. But I just had to talk about Peter Cullen because, I mean, he's a sensational person. Unfortunately, I was not lucky enough to meet him, but I've seen a lot of the videos and a lot of things that tribute that people have posted about him. And, like, I'm going to name some of the voices that before I started fully collecting Transformers in 2007. Yes, I watched Transformers, especially reruns as a kid. But to me, like, some of his more memorable voices that people don't know about him is like Eeyore. He did the voice of Eeyore. He did the voice of Monterey Jack on Chippendale. If you don't know who Monterey Jack was, he was the kind of heavier set chipmunk with the little accent. So he did those. He did additional voices on DuckTales. I know he was one of the Beagle brothers, which were the ones that were always robbing banks and everything. He was on DuckTales. I mean, just Transformers, just DuckTales, just Winnie the Pooh, and playing Eeyore. He was an amazing actor. So I know a lot of people are going to keep posting things about him and everything that he's done. But he's an awesome dude. I mean, not many people also know that he did the sound effects for the Predator. He was the voice of the Predator in the Predator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. But he was the one who made the actual noises for the Predator. It was actually Peter Cullen, and not many people know that. But he is going to be missed. He is an awesome, awesome person. I know he touched many lives, impacted many lives, just being Optimus Prime, showing people how to be leaders. Oh, yes, Pit Viper. I forgot he did do K.A.R.R. Look at that. Shout out to Pit Viper with the call for Knight Rider there and saying that he was basically K.A.R.R. because he definitely was K.A.R.R. Great call there. And that's another great show right there, Knight Rider. For those of us who's watched Knight Rider, that was such a great show. Duarte, welcome in. So it is a sad day. He has become, as some people have said, one with the Matrix. You know how in the TV show, all the previous primes who held the leadership of Matrix, and I'm just talking G1. I'm not talking about IDW or any other newer ones. I'm just talking strictly G1. When a prime passes, his knowledge and his being is basically within the matrix of leadership. And you kind of saw it when Hot Rod went in the matrix of leadership in one of the episodes in the G1 series. But, yes, Peter Cullen, a terrific actor, a terrific person. I love seeing all the interactions that people got to have with him, because he was just a friendly person, a friendly, awesome person. He seemed extremely humble, down to earth, with no issues with nobody. He was just a great person, hands down. So, and I know people are going to keep posting and talking about it, but I just wanted to come on and check on everybody, see how everybody's doing. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I know it's going to be a tough day here for and there's a lot of people that had more of an impact with Peter Cullen's passing than I did. I didn't get to meet him, but I watched his work. Transformers, Winnie the Pooh, Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I know he did some voices on Tailspin, like Gummy Bear Adventures. Like Pit Viper said, he was K.A.R.R. in Knight Rider. So, I mean, the list goes on and on. I'm actually looking at his list right now. I pulled him up on IMDb just to see how many things he has done voice-wise. And his first according to IMDb, his first ever role as either himself or as a actor, let's see here, was in a TV series in 1970 called The Buddies. So I mean, he's been doing TV since 1967. That's just, it's amazing that he's been doing it since 1967. Yes, he didn't really get his big break until Transformers. But one of the other things somebody else pointed out to me today about Peter Cullen that I did not know, he actually, in one of the TV shows back in the day, let me see if I can find it. I know he did some voices on the original Scooby-Doo show, but I don't remember who it was. But he did the original voice of Mario on the Donkey Kong and Mario game that came out in the 70s or 80s, I believe. He did the voice of Mario for the Donkey Kong game. So not many people knew that, and I didn't know that. When somebody told me that, I was like, wow, that's intense, because you don't really realize it. Like, you don't realize like all these voice actors that are out there, Peter, Frank, all the main guys like Optimus and Megatron, you don't realize how many other additional voices they have done. Especially when you're a kid, you don't realize that. You don't pay attention to that. It only comes down to when you become an adult that you're like, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. So here we go. Oh, it was a TV series. So here, hold on. I'm going to flip the camera over so you guys can see. But he did the voice of Mario. Let me flip the camera. So here we go. This TV series in 1983 for Donkey Kong had 19 episodes. Stars right there. Peter Cullen. He, right there, was the voice of Mario. So, I mean, how awesome is that? How awesome is that? Like, just the little things in life. Like, probably to the people who watched Donkey Kong back in the early 80s are like, that's where I know him from. That's where I recognize him from. It's just freaking phenomenal. So, but hey, his legacy will live on no matter what through Transformers and Optimus Prime, and also Eeyore, because Eeyore was his next biggest things that he did besides Optimus Prime was Eeyore, and his legacy will live on through us adults still reminiscing about our childhood days, because we had one of the best childhood days in my opinion as adults. I was born late 80s and 87, grew up in the 90s. So being a 90s kid, I think being an 80 and 90s kid are the best generations to be. I am a millennial. I am going to be biased, but especially being a millennial, I know there's also the Gen Xers, the Zillennials, who also lived through what we went through, going through phones, then dial-up, then modem, then AOL, and all of that good stuff, CDs, tape, having to record on VHS, going to Blockbuster, going to Kmart, all those things, Toys R Us, KB Toys, just freaking awesome. But I know it is going to be with heavy heart with a lot of people, this effect of Peter Cullen, and my thoughts and prayers are with Peter Cullen's family, through this hard time, because, losing family members is never fun. But Peter Cullen will definitely, his memory will live on with us and will never be forgotten. Optimus Prime will never be forgotten. Eeyore will never be forgotten. And for me, from Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Monterey Jack will never be forgotten. So, but it's pretty awesome. So, let's see who's still on with me. So Pit Vibe Bright, so you're still on. Do you have any memories that you want to share about Peter Cullen? Because since you're still there, and if anybody else is still on the chat that I don't see, share any memories of Peter Cullen, whether it's Optimus Prime or one of his other shows. Just share with me. Let me know. But yes, and I'm sure it was, not many people knew if he had health problems, and I'm not the type of person who likes to pry in and know every single detail about celebrities and their personal life that I enjoy and I adore. Like, for example, Robin Williams. I love Robin Williams. Love, love, love. My all-time favorite actor of all time, him and Jim Carrey. I love comedy, and those are my two favorite actors of all time. But when he passed away, completely unexpected. When he passed away, I watched Hook and I watched Aladdin for 2 weeks straight. Because I loved him in Hook as an adult Peter Pan, and I loved him in Aladdin because he was Genie. Just freaking phenomenal. Eeyore, yes. Such a great, simple, but impactful character, Eeyore. Because a lot of us can relate, you know. We all have our good days, and we all have our bad days. And just the way he portrayed Eeyore, the voice, was just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So, but yes, Eeyore was a great one, Pit Viper. I definitely agree with you, my friend. So, all right, Transformers family. I'm going to get ready. Got to set up to start taking some pictures here because I want to try to maybe get them done before I go live with Brick Builder at 7:30 on TikTok. But once again, to Peter Cullen and his family, may he rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers are with you, the Cullen family. It's definitely sad, K.A.R.R. I definitely agree. It doesn't matter. Like for you, you said you just got into Transformers right now. He had an impact no matter how long you've been into Transformer. A year for you, since the 90s for me, and recollecting again in 2007 when the Transformers movie came out with Michael Bay. So it's going to be hard for some people, but, you know, we just got to honor his legacy and do right by Peter Cullen and Optimus Prime. That's the way I look at it, is live your life right, be respectful, treat others right, treat others how you want to be treated, and life will treat you right. That's some of the things that I live by. So, but Transformers family, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for hanging out as we talked here for a few minutes about Peter Cullen. But stay safe, take care of yourselves, and come join me over on my TikTok, 7:30 Eastern Time with Brick Builder Prime. We're going to be talking Transformers. I'm sure we're going to be talking about Peter Cullen as well there. So come on by, let's hang out on my TikTok page. And then tomorrow night, it is Friday night, so it is my Friday night showcase with my followers over on my TikTok page, which I do Friday and Saturday night. So make sure you come on by my TikTok tomorrow night and Saturday night, and let's hang out. So Transformers family, have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for hanging out, and have a wonderful night. And if I don't see you over on TikTok, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day, Transformers family.